Welcome to OurMyGear.com reviews, and today we are reviewing a teepee tent made by Guide Gear. This particular tent is a 10 feet by 10 feet tent, which is quite spacious. When shopping for this particular tent, it did not tell me exactly how many people you could fit in there, but I've came to a big conclusion as I used it overnight. You could fit about 4 adults in there comfortably and perhaps 1 child. Or you could fit about 7 kids in there. That is if they want to share sleeping areas. I managed to fit a queen-size mattress into just one side of this tent. Obviously, because of the pole, there's been some stress between the pole itself and the walls, but I managed to do it with very little effort. If done right, you could put 2 queen-size mattresses in this particular tent and still have room for some of your bags and even a medium to a large-sized dog, which I think is pretty incredible for the fact that it does not take up that much space on the campground. And yet, you could fit about 7 or 8 kids in there with a dog. I think it's great. I'm not sure if kids still play cowboys and Indians, but I think this would be a really cool prop back in my days when me and my buddies, when we were 7 and 8, playing on the campground, and I think this would be really neat, a hideaway for the Indians. For the cowboys, however, I'm not sure what they could use. Maybe a dome tent. What I really love about this particular tent, that it has 2 doors. Yes, it has 2 doors on one side and on the other side. When you open up the 2 doors, and it has a bug screen, and then you open up 2 ventilation flaps on each side, so that's 4 ventilation flaps and 2 doors. The airflow is, well, it is great. Unlike regular dome tents, you cannot just take the tarp off and have beautiful view of the sky and of your neighbors and of the deer frolicking next to your tent, looking for some greenery to eat. However, this tent does offer 4 windows, and by windows, I mean it's just a plastic bag. You can see silhouettes of other people when you look through it from inside of it, but it's nothing really major. It does, however, brings in a decent amount of sunlight into the tent, so it is quite bright in there. I've had the pleasure of enjoying one of the spring rains yesterday here in New Jersey, and the tent held up pretty well. There was no leaks, nothing like that. However, there are one main concern with this particular tent for me, is that during windy weather, the air goes under the tent and it creates kind of bubbles with the floor. And that's just a little bit creepy when you're trying to fall asleep in the middle of the night. I felt like something was crawling under my tent. This tent is pretty practical to set up once you're done with all the staking, and I mean a lot of it. It's just like 25 stakes that you need to put through. That's pretty much the tedious part. The easiest part of setting up is just putting the pole through. Now, something that might be a little bit more pressure needed is if you, for example, setting up your mattress near your car, because your pump is only activated when it's plugged into the lighter in the car, then trying to put the mattress into the tent through these little doors could be a little tricky. Just with a little pressure when pushing it through, and then a little pressure between the wall and the pole, it did the job right. Overall, I really like this tent. I would definitely recommend it to friends and family. The only concern about this tent is that I know it's a 1-pole system. It is a teepee tent. There's nothing that could be done about it, really. Please be prepared to deal with a pole in the middle of your tent when you're sleeping in it or you have kids playing in it. The pole seems very sturdy, so it can be just pushed or kicked in any way, really. But that's something that needs to be taken into account. Well, this was one of the OurMyGear.com reviews. This is the Teepee tent. Thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions, video responses. I get back to you as soon as I can. And check out outwithmygear.com for pictures of this particular product and more reviews like these. Thank you.